If you live in or have ever visited a big city, then chances are you've seen rats. These little guys seem to be everywhere, in places like New York City, London, and Paris. It seems that every building has rats living inside of it. In today's video, we're going to look at the truth about rats in big cities. First, let me ask you a question. How do you think cities got so many rats? Well, there are several factors that have led to rat infestations in cities. No. One is food. There is an abundance of food in cities for rats to eat. In both residential and business areas, there is a lot of garbage to go through. And if you think people are the only ones eating the garbage, well, think again. Rats also love pizza, especially the really cheesy kind. They also like Chinese food, but they prefer the sweet and sour chicken without the chicken. The other thing that attracts rats to cities is water. Rats need water to survive, and big cities have plenty of it. Most major cities have rivers running through them, and many have large lakes nearby. Some cities even have seas. The next factor in the rat population explosion in cities is shelter. Rats can live in sewers, in buildings, in the gaps between walls, and many other places. Big cities have plenty of these nooks and crannies for rats to live in. The last factor in the rat population explosion is transportation. Rats can travel easily from place to place in cities by means of roads, sewers, bridges, and other structures. Now that we know why cities have rats, let's take a look at some of the ways that humans try to get rid of them. One way that cities try to get rid of rats is by trapping them. This can be done with snap traps, glue boards, and other devices. Sometimes the city will put poison down for the rats to eat. This is usually only done in severe cases, though, because poison can also kill other animals, including pets. Another way that cities try to get rid of rats is by sealing up their habitats. This means closing off holes in buildings and other structures where rats may be living. The city may also clean up areas where rats are living, such as parks and vacant lots. So what should you do if you see a rat in your city? Well, the first thing you should do is not panic. Rats are not dangerous to humans unless they have rabies or another disease that can be transmitted to humans. If you do come into contact with a rat, wash your hands thoroughly with cold water and soap. You should also tell the city so they can trap the rat and possibly find its home. Rats are often blamed for carrying diseases. And it is true that rats can carry diseases that are harmful to humans. However, this is not as common as you might think. In developed countries, rats are more likely to carry parasites than diseases. So if you do come into contact with a rat, you should wash your hands thoroughly with cold water and soap. Some people believe that rats are more active at night because they can see in the dark. However, this is not true. Rats can see in low light conditions, but they are not blind, and they are just as active during the day as they are at night. If you live in a big city, chances are you've seen a rat at least once. These little guys seem to be everywhere. Don't worry. They are not dangerous to humans unless they have rabies or another disease that can be transmitted to humans. So if you do come into contact with a rat, wash your hands thoroughly with cold water and soap and tell the city so they can trap the rat and possibly find its home. Now you know the truth about rats in big cities. Thanks for watching.